Hi student, I am Asit Tiwari, SSC teacher, and today we will discuss the position of constituent units in the Indian Constitution. So students, let's we see in the first you remember that what we have studied in the holding together federation. So student, holding together federation, where we have a study about the India, Belgium, Spain and many of the other actually in the whole world many of the countries where the federation has been found, so maximum numbers the countries they had adopted the holding together federation because there is one suitability in the holding together federation, that holding together federation where the central government exercise much power and distribute the very different power to the various constituent units. So students, what we have seen, most of the federation in holding together federation do not give equal power to its constituent units, and it is depend over the different type of the historical context as we have studied already, because historical context where what we have seen that the culture, the language, national sentiments, the national program and many of the other things has been seen. All the states in the Indian Union do not have identical power. Means all these states, there are three categories of the state: special states, union territories and some of the other states. So student, now we will see some focus on the special states. Some states enjoy special states, some units enjoy as a very little power, and some state where it is seen that decisions are not made unilaterally. Unilaterally means the central government cannot take wholesale decision by itself. Sometimes the central government have to look towards the face of the state government if they are making any kind of the laws. So student, let's we see in the special states. In the first we will see special states provision has been studied in the constitution from the articles 370 to 371J, means 371A, B, C, D and up to J, where there are different type of the provision has been given in the special states in these articles. Many provisions of the Indian Constitution are not applicable in these areas, especially the many of the states, as we have seen Jammu Kashmir also, to this state without the approval of the state assembly, because a state assembly is the kind of legislative body where all these kind of the procedure has to be passed with the nod of the approval of the state assembly only, otherwise the changes will be not accepted. So Indian who are not a permanent citizen in these states cannot buy land or house here, and we have seen this condition in Jammu and Kashmir. Article 355, where we have seen that a central government protect the state, each state from the internal disturbance. It means this is the kind of power which has been given from the constitution to the central government. Then central government can take that decision, any type of the decision, for to stop the kind of disturbance in the any kind of the state. So initially the state which has been declared as a special states in the beginning when the constitution was adopted, these states were the Assam, Nagaland and Jammu and Kashmir were declared as the special states. But after a few years, means from 1974 to 1979, 5 more states declared as the special states, such as the Himachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Sikkim and Tripura. Later 1990, Andhra Pradesh and Mizoram declared as the special states, and 2001 and 2001 only the Uttarakhand was declared as the special state. So if any kind of the doubts about the Jammu and Kashmir, because Jammu and Kashmir has been declared from 2019, when Jammu Kashmir was declared as the not a special state, it was declared as the union territories, because many of the regions the central government have to take the decision, because this state was facing the lots of internal disturbance. So under the article 355, the central government have the right to interfere in the internal matter of the states. And from the 370, the article, and 35A, this is the current and this is the article where the status of the Jammu Kashmir as a special state has been taken away, and these two kind of the constitutional provision have made the Jammu Kashmir as the union territories. So in such a way, the status of Jammu Kashmir had to lose as a special state. In such a way, the government of India had made these states as a union territories. So many of the, you will say, parameters are used to declare as any state as a special state. What are the parameters? Number one, the area where there is hilly terrain. Number one is. Number second is that the area which is totally, you will say, less from the infrastructure. And next one is that the state share the boundary from the neighboring countries. And I will say one more word here, the neighboring controversial countries such as Pakistan, China. So these are some provisions, these are some parameters which are used to declare any state as a special state. So hope you are getting this lecture in a very systematic way, and we will see more type of the states in this video lecture. So student, in the position of constituent units, this is the second type of the states in India, union territories. Some units of Indian Union enjoy very little power. Those are the areas which are too small to become an independent states, but which could not be merged with any of the existing states. Means the area of the some areas in the country, some land are which are very smaller, which cannot be merged either any states which are existing in the present time in India, because due to their region, because their size are very little. And the central government has a special power in running these states, because whole authority are in the hand of central government. So we can say union territories are the region where the police is not also under the administration of union government, because police is under the central government. So this is the very big region of the controversies in the Delhi and the central government. You have seen last 6 years when the Arvind Kejriwal became the Chief Minister of Delhi. So this is the controversies over the ownership of police. So the article from the 1 and part 3rd, where the provision about the union territories can be found there, and from the 1956 and 7th amendment, the central government can take the steps towards the union territories, and many of the steps has been taken by the central government. Daman and Diu, Pondicherry and Delhi have an own legislature. That is very important thing. Only the, because if you count there are how many union territories, you can count them. So administrators as a ruler, where they are running as their status administrator. So these are the areas: Chandigarh, Dadra, Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu, and Lakshadweep. These are the areas where the administrator is working, and second one is lieutenant governor, that is called lieutenant governor. He is the head of the some states like the Delhi, Pondicherry, Andaman and Nicobar. And two states has been made from the Jammu Kashmir, because Jammu Kashmir was the special states. So from the articles 35A and the current 370, the status of the special state of the Jammu Kashmir has been taken away, and the two new UTs has been made from the Jammu Kashmir. One was the Jammu Kashmir and second was the Ladakh. So their capital are as usual Srinagar and Jammu, means one is from the winter and second is from the summer. Same way Leh and Kargil are the two capital of the Ladakh. One is from the summer and second is from the winter. So these are some important information about the states. So you can count all the union territories of India, and you have to locate in the map of India. This is a good task of all the students. So arrangement of the power sharing between the union government and the state government, this is the third type of the procedure, where the central government and its relation with the all states of the India, because you have seen in the key features of the federalism, where it has been seen that any changes cannot be brought in the country in the power sharing arrangement in the constitution on the process of unilateral process, means the only one level of the government cannot pass any laws in the country, because both level of the government and their consent are very very important to bring any kind of the changes in the constitution. So it is the basic to the structure of the constitution, means both levels consent are important to bring change in the power sharing arrangement or in the constitution. So it is not easy task to make changes to this power sharing arrangement. So I have told you that unilateral process is not allowed. It process allowed bilateral process. Bilateral process is allowed in the holding together federation. The parliament, means the national assembly, cannot on itself change this arrangement, means the national level parliament, national level legislature cannot bring any kind of the changes in the arrangement. First, the both houses of the parliament. What are the both houses? Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. And which house is the bigger house, which is the smaller house, or which is the House of Lords and which is the House of Lords and which is the Common House. These are the so many questions about the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Or which is the permanent house, which is the temporary house, what is the number of the both houses. All these things has been discussed already. If these things are not discussed, you can comment. So both houses of the parliament, means Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, firstly pass with the 2/3 majority. If any laws, if any bill has not been passed with the 2/3 majority, then it cannot be moved ahead, means it will not also move ahead to the president. Then second procedure, the more than 50% of the country will able to ratify over the kind of arrangement. Then if 50% of the states of the country have noted it or have passed it, have given their consent, then this will become the law. I have told you CAB, this is the Citizen Amendment Bill, and that became the Citizen Amendment Act. That is very important things, because firstly it was passed in the parliament, then second it was passed in the state legislature, then it bring into the new forms, that is called the act. So hope all the students are getting this lecture very much interesting way. Hope it is also helping to you to understand well the lesson federalism. If any doubt you can ask. Thank you for watching it.